now we'll understand the factories directory. So factories directory has all the factories which are used for creating the object for our application. So in our application, we have cab factory, we have customer factory, we have response DTO factory, we have strategy factory, we have trip factory, and we have trip rating factory. So these all factories are used for creating their respective objects. So all the factory classes have their respective interfaces where we have written their method declaration. So in iCab factory, we have this create cab method which is taking register cab request DTO. Okay, so if you want to see its implementation, just click on this I, and here we can see the implementation. So the cab factory, which is the concrete class implementing this iCab factory. So the definition of create cab is written here. Okay, so in the create cab, we are taking all the properties from register cab request DTO. So here we can see registration number, driver name, driver phone number, owner name, and vehicle type. So these all properties will be set here inside this cab properties. So first we will create the cab object, and then the properties that we will get from this request DTO will be set here. Okay, and we are setting the availability to false because whenever the cab is created, at the same time we do not want it to be available for all the users. Okay, and the rating should be 0.0. We have annotated this cab factory as component because we just want this factory to have only one object created inside the app container. Okay, we do not want it to have multiple objects. So whenever you annotate your class with component, then it creates a bean object for that particular class and it stores that object in our app container. Okay, the second factory is iCustomer factory, which has this create customer method. And if you want to see the definition of this create customer, just click on this I icon and you can see the definition. So the customer factory class is implementing this iCustomer factory, and this is also annotated with the component. So here we are doing the same thing. We are taking the properties from this request DTO. The properties are phone number, username, email, password, last name, and first name. And after creating the customer object, we are just setting all those properties here and then returning the customer object. The third factory is location factory. Okay, so in this iLocation factory, we have this create location, which is returning us the location object. And if you want to see the implementation, just click on this I icon. And here we can see the request DTO that we are getting. So in the request DTO, we have this location name, latitude, and longitude. And this latitude, longitude, and name will be set here in this location object. The next factory is iResponse DTO factory. So in this iResponse DTO factory, we have all this response DTO classes creation methods. Like here, we are creating cab update location response DTO. In this method, we are creating customer update location response DTO. Here we are creating the trip request response DTO. Here we are creating cab location response DTO. So we can see all this method in the implementation of this iResponse DTO factory. So the implementation class is response DTO factory, where we are overriding all the methods which were inside the iResponse DTO factory. So the first method is create cab update location response DTO, where we are getting the cab and the location. And after getting the cab and location, what we are doing? We are creating a customer. We are creating a cab update location response DTO object, okay, which has these properties. And after creating the DTO object, we are setting all these properties from this cab and location. Okay, so by this way, we are creating the response object. So the request object we get from the client. Okay, the client can be UI or some other services. From there we get the request. Okay, so let's say if the client is asking for the cab update location, then it will hit the cab update location from the UI, and the server will be preparing this response DTO and send it to the client. Okay, and the same thing will happen for the customer update location response DTO. Okay, here we are creating the customer update location response DTO object. We are setting all these properties from this customer and location object, and then we are returning this response DTO. The third method is trip request response DTO. So it is taking the trip and estimated fare from the client side. Then it is creating the trip request response DTO object, and it will set all these properties related to the trip request response. Okay, so it is setting trip ID, registration number, driver name, phone number, cab rating, estimated fare, and vehicle type. And I think we also have to add this annotation here, override, to all these methods. Okay, because we have declared all the methods in the interface. Okay, so here you can see all these methods. So now we can see the cab location response DTO. So for cab location response DTO, we are getting cab ID and location, and then we are creating a location response DTO object. Okay, the same thing we are doing for customer location response DTO, location response DTO, trip list response DTO, cab response DTO, customer response DTO, and trip response DTO. Okay, so this all things we'll be using in our application, and I'll show you in a short while how to use all these response DTO objects. Okay, the next is strategy factory. So in strategy factory we have these methods: get cab assignment strategy, get price calculation strategy, get default cab assignment strategy, get default price calculation strategy, is valid cab assignment strategy, and is valid price calculation strategy. And we are implementing all these methods in this strategy factory class. Okay, so here you can see the implementation of these classes. So let's see all implementation of these methods. So let's see all the methods one by one. So the first thing is we are creating the constructor of this strategy factory. Okay, and for creating a constructor of the strategy factory, we need the strategy registry. Okay, so we are creating a constructor by using this statement, and then we are implementing all the methods. So the first method is get cab assignment strategy, which is taking the strategy name, and then from the strategy registry it is returning the cab assignment strategy. So let's open this. Okay, and then inside this we have this method. It will return the strategy. It will return the cab assignment strategy from the strategy registry object. Okay, so let's open the strategy registry. Okay, so let's open this method, get cab assignment strategy. So this method get cab assignment strategy defined in iStrategy registry, and let's open its definition. So this has been defined in strategy registry class. Okay, so if you'll open this registry directory, so inside this directory we have this strategy registry. Okay, so in this strategy registry we have few methods which are defined here in the interface. First, it will return the cab assignment strategy by using this get cab assignment strategy. So it will give us the key, and then it will return the cab assignment strategy, and the same thing it will do for the price calculation strategy. It will take the key, and then it will return the price calculation strategy, and in this method it will return all the cab assignment strategy. In this method it will return all these price calculation strategies. In this method it is just checking whether the particular cab assignment strategy is available in our registry or not. In this method we are checking whether a particular price calculation strategy is available in our registry or not. Okay, so let's see the implementation one by one. So the first thing what we are doing is we are creating the cab assignment strategy list, which is a list of cab assignment strategy. Then we are creating the price calculation strategy list, which has a list of price calculation strategy. Okay, then we have created a map. Okay, the map for cab assignment strategies and the map for price calculation strategies. So why we are using a map here? So we are storing all strategies like the key and the value. Like in the cab assignment strategy, we would be having the highest rated cab assignment strategy. So the key will be nearest cab assignment strategy, and the object will be here like new nearest cab assignment strategy. And the second key may be the highest rated cab assignment strategy. The object will be new highest rated cab assignment strategy. So that is the pattern that we'll be using here for storing the strategies in our registry. Okay, then we have used this post construct here. So why we have used this post construct? So after the constructor operations are done, these operations will be performed. And what are these operations? It will take all the cab assignment strategy list one by one. It will be putting them in this cab assignment strategies. Okay, so the strategy name and the strategy, and the same thing it will do, it will take all the price calculation strategy list, and it will put those price calculation strategy in this price calculation strategies map. Okay, so this is just used for storing the strategies in this cab assignment strategy map and the price calculation strategy map. Okay, and after this we are overriding all the method. So we are getting the strategy name, and after getting the strategy name we are checking from this map. Okay, this is a map where we are passing this key, and then we are getting the cab assignment strategy, and if that strategy is null we are throwing this exception, and else we are returning that strategy. So we are getting the cab assignment strategy from its key. The same thing we are doing for this price calculation strategy. We have got the price calculation strategy name, and then we are returning this price calculation strategy. And if the price calculation strategy is null, we are throwing this error, else we are returning this strategy. In the third method, we are getting the available cab assignment strategy. So whatever cab assignment strategies we have in this map, we are returning their keys. Okay. The fourth is get available price calculation strategies. So this is used for giving the price calculation strategies which is available in our registry map. In this method, cab assignment strategy, we are just checking whether the particular strategy name, means the particular strategy, is available in our map or not. And here the same thing we are doing for this price calculation strategy, means the strategy which has been passed in this method, that strategy is available in our map or not. So that we will get to know from this price calculation strategy map. Okay, that's it from this registry. And now we will again go to registry factory. So here in this cab assignment strategy, we are getting this cab assignment strategy from the strategy registry. Okay, we are calling it get cab assignment strategy. So it will go inside this cab assignment strategy. It will check whether in that cab assignment registry map this strategy is available or not. Okay, for this method get price calculation strategy, we will check whether this strategy name is available in that price calculation strategy map or not. Okay, and here in this method, in the get default cab assignment strategy, we are just using this distance based cab assignment strategy. So from the strategy registry, it will get this distance based cab assignment strategy object. Okay, the next method is get default price calculation strategy. So we have set this distance based price calculation strategy default in our system, and this registry will give us the distance based price calculation strategy object. Then in this method, we are simply checking is valid cab assignment strategy. So if this is available in our registry map, then it is valid, else it is invalid. So we are getting this strategy name from the calling method, and then we are simply checking in our strategy registry has cab assignment strategy. Okay, if it's returning true, it means it is available in our map. If it is false, it means it is not available in our registry map. Okay, and the same thing we are checking for is valid cab price calculation strategy. So the same thing we are checking for the price calculation strategy. Okay, if it is available in the registry map, then we are returning true, else we are returning false. So this is for creating the strategy object. Now we will check for the trip factory. Okay, so in trip factory we have only this method, create trip request. Okay, and from this cab, customer, source, destination and distance, we are creating a trip object. So let's see the implementation of this create trip request method. So in the implementation, we can see that we are creating a trip object. After creating a trip object, we are setting cab, customer, source, destination, location and distance, and we are setting the trip status as not started. Okay, because the trip object has been created, but it will be started once the driver will press the start button. Okay, so all the factories are done. So by this way we create object in our application. We don't use new anywhere in our application. It should be either by using the component bin or by using the factories or builder design pattern. So here in this directory we are using the factories design pattern.